We live?
We live.
We live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory, the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes, sir.
I'm Khalil.
I'm Alex.
And we have our guest here, Romney Galveo.
Yep.
Will you introduce yourself?
College educated.
Knew him from high school. Went to college. Came back.
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
I went to UMass Amherst.
You was in Amherst? I was in Boston.
Oh, damn. You want to like a icebreaker type situation or
Nah, man. You went to
Let's do it, man.
Hey, man.
major sports management?
Yeah.
Eisenberg, we out here.
Where you from? Fun fact about you.
Oh, Boston. Well, I like soccer.
All right.
All I heard you say you went to college, so that means you got scammed. I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
I think we all
It's a
did.
good segue.
Definitely got scammed.
I think we all did.
So I'll be looking at my man. What the? I got an email the other day. So I paid off 10% of my loans
After how long?
after a year and a year and a half.
After a year and a half? 10%? So 10% for every year and a half. At that rate, it's going to take at least 10 years, huh?
That shit hurt. That shit hurt, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, I saw this post on Reddit, and dude was like, he's like, yeah, I finally paid off my loans. This shit started in 2015. It ended in 2019. No, 2005, actually.
Oh, that's not bad for 2005.
Yeah.
But 2005 to 2019, I'm like,
So man, growing up in a immigrant family, all you hear is that freaking
Gotta go to college.
gotta go to college. Oh man,
You gotta go to college, man.
I don't know.
What do you think that started?
Oh, I mean,
Like, what makes them think that?
when you come from like a poor situation, all you hear is like education is the key.
yeah.
And then, but like they don't realize how messed up the system is right now. So it's like it's still drilling their head.
But wasn't college designed to keep poor and less fortunate families out of it
no,
back in the
I wouldn't
day?
say
Isn't that why the prices will hike so much?
I
Nah,
think it's to help people to get like good jobs.
Yeah.
No,
to
it
get
was to
out
help
that situation.
specific people.
nah. Prices, what, bro? You used to be able to pay for college. Dudes was talking about working freaking like pizza.
If you were middle class.
pizza delivery jobs.
Because
No, you can work like a pizza delivery job, and your tuition would be like $3K for the whole year.
You
Bro.
talking about like 1940?
I'm talking like 1970, 1980, bro. It wasn't until the government started funding all these loans. Good old Sally Mae and Navi and all them people.
Sally
Mae.
Bro,
Oh, Great Lakes. I got Great Lakes. That's what I got. I don't have
Okay,
Sally
man.
Mae.
Have you ever heard of them?
you even get to choose. Bro. The government just funded whoever your student loan provider was.
Yeah, back in 1970, you could go to college and like as soon as you even before you went to college, like at 18, you could have a mortgage, you could have a kid, and you could still put yourself through college.
Yeah, times change.
Probably no sweat.
Times change.
College
Right.
is the biggest finesse in America.
And I feel like that's why a lot of older people be like, no, you got to go to college because they feel like it might be the same for you today. What they did, but we can't do what they did today.
they hear how expensive it is. They don't care though.
Nah.
That's
They
just
hear it,
messed
bro.
up. Then.
Hey,
That's
man,
just
the
a
world
trap.
we
Then.
it's the world we live in, bro. Like
Nah,
they know how expensive it is now.
Think about immigrant parents right now, especially, is because they work a 9 to 5, so you won't have to work a 9 to 5.
Huh?
They work in the 9 to 5, so you can go to college and you can have a career as opposed to a job.
Still be 9 to 5 though. In most circumstances.
But I get what he's saying.
In most
Different
circumstances.
careers.
I get what he's saying. Like,
Yeah,
so that you're not as stressed as there. You're not just working
Exactly.
to the bone just to get by.
but they don't know that. Once you get those loans, you're gonna be working. You're not gonna be benefit back, so.
So
When you
I
get
make-
the loans, like you don't even start with net zero. You don't even start like from the ground. You start like in the base. You start
Bro,
from
exactly, bro. You
underneath.
make,
bro.
I make the most money in my life just to give the most money away in my life. Bro. That's how it works, bro. I'm making the most money I ever made in my life, and I'm giving it all away. That's
and
how
you're
it
gonna
goes.
be you're gonna be doing that for like the next
For
9-10 years.
At least the next 4 or 5 years guaranteed.
If-
And that's what me paying extra money.
Yeah,
bro.
4 to 5
I'm
years
trying
if you
to
like
finish
if
this
you
off as soon
focus
as
on it,
possible.
right?
And that means I gotta live in the crib still. Like I haven't moved out of my house yet. Like it's just like, oh
Don't
man,
get me started on that.
haven't bought a car yet. Like
How
there's just so many other avenues I can spend my money on. If I didn't have these loans, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Right, and a lot of people, they feel like I have this loan, I'll just put it to the side, I'll pay it off when I pay it off, and then they get these cars, they get a house, and then they're just crushed with all these expenses that they have, that they'll be fine with it and really
So,
go
I
to
mean,
college.
We live in Boston, so we kind of lucky. Like if you live in like freaking like Kentucky,
Lucky
Maine,
for what?
Maine, New Hampshire.
You ever try to move out in Boston?
I'm saying the point is we got public transportation, so like we
Yeah,
don't
but
have
it
we don't have to pay for. Hey,
We got the MBTA.
I'm not vouching for MBTA at all. Bro. You know that joint is garbage. After Red Line, but at least we don't got like pay like $400, $500 a month for a car payment on top of that with freaking
A lot of people do though.
What you do, insurance and all that type of stuff.
Depends on what part of Boston you're in.
Nah, if you're in,
if you're in
Boston,
you're good.
if you're in Boston,
You're
you're
good.
good.
Greater Boston.
Outside of Boston, then
Greater Boston's an issue, but like even then, you should be alright. But if you're in Boston, you can get away with not having a car. Like, I know a lot of like grown adults not having a car. Like we got that option at least. There's people like imagine you have like 45K in loans, and now you gotta buy a car on top of it.
45K in loans would be nice.
You're not wrong.
I wish I had 45K in loans, to be honest with you.
Bro, how trash does that sound? You realize that?
I'm about to say.
You realize how trash that sounds, bro? So, I don't know. I wish I was in the same position though. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
45K in loans, like I know there's people getting out like 20K. I remember when I was in high school and I was in this program and I had these supervisors and they went to college. They were like, leading the program, and we asked them, how much you got in loans, and they were really comfortable telling us, right? Like, oh, we got a lot, and then they finally told us we got 22,000. I was like, damn, that's a lot.
I
That's
never
trash.
tell anybody how much I owe.
But 22,000
What you
after
owe, bro?
college, bro?
I ain't going to
That's
tell you.
22,000 is amazing, bro. I thought that was a lot back in high school, but I wish I had that right now.
Son, yeah, you're not wrong, bro.
That's probably like a third of what I got.
That hurt. Oh, that's ugly.
That's ridiculous, right?
That's ugly. It's a finesse, man. That's how you get stuck
It's
where
the
you
great
at.
American scam, bro.
Might
Do you
be-
feel like it's?
What's the biggest scam? College or marriage?
Oh, college. 100%.
You think marriage is a scam?
Ooh.
Loans will fuck you involuntarily.
No, you're right. Yeah, marriage can work in some situations. You're right.
Yeah, of course.
In some, all right, yeah.
That's another episode.
That's another
For a scam series.
Marriage,
Nah, but at
or
least.
what, like,
But you know the thing about marriages though, you know what you're getting into. College, bro.
you think? Nah, that's debatable.
Yeah, very.
90% of the time, like man,
You get-
seriously, bro.
Hold on, no.
Nah, come on. You most people that get married, they've known the person for a decent amount of time.
But they don't
to
know
say-
what they're gonna become.
You can get married at any point in your life. You pretty much, they force you to go to college at 18. And like,
Pretty much.
we can't drink at 18. You can barely buy cigarettes at 18. I'm pretty sure, I don't know.
You signed off on a 60K loan, didn't think twice about it, bro.
Yeah.
Like just think about it, bro.
They
You
applauded you for that.
You signed off. I signed off on that.
Like, congrats, you got it.
Now you fucked. Good.
I signed off on that paper, and I still had to ask to go to the bathroom in class, bro. Like, that joint is crazy, bro. I signed off on that paper.
Hey,
like,
you
even-
cannot buy alcohol, but you
Yeah.
can make the decision that's gonna affect you for the next
bro,
35
it's
years of your life.
It's crazy.
Think
bro.
about that.
And it's like nobody, the government's not doing anything. Like, it's not all right. And this is
Why would they? They're making mad money off of this.
That's the problem.
Why would they?
Because we people like shit. I don't know, bro.
You think they care about that?
Yeah, I'm about to say,
They don't care
okay.
about us.
Hey,
Hey, man,
Amazon's burning right now. They're like, no, I don't know what's going on.
you're not wrong.
They don't really
It's
care
all-
if
it's
people's
all the
involved.
same. It's all the same all over. But if you're in all this, I don't even know, bro.
All right, so what do you think? What do you think colleges should add to make it worth the price? Is it even worth the price if they add anything?
That's what I was gonna say. There's my point. Freaking, we have the internet now, bro. Almost all the information you can teach yourself coding online. You can teach yourself graphic design online, video editing, photography, all marketing skills, all these different type of skills for free. And somehow college prices keep going up. I don't get it. How does that work, bro? How does that work?
Seems pretty counterintuitive, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have no idea how this works, bro.
Now I understand, like, for some majors, like college makes sense, right? Like if you're gonna be a doctor, you don't want your doctor to be self-taught, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, of course.
You got a surgeon like, oh.
You don't
Like,
want
it's-
the engineers who worked on the
Yeah.
on the prudential to be like, I taught myself,
Yeah, for
in
like
my basement.
for the
You
STEM
don't want that probably.
for the STEM areas. Yeah, you should still go to college probably.
yeah, like
But
if
how
you're gonna be
many-
a nurse or
But how many outside of that really need college like that? I'm just go for communications.
I went to school for computer science.
Yeah, and there's a decent amount that you could taught yourself, and then even within that time frame,
Most of it.
there's a decent amount you could taught yourself, and then maybe like you need tutoring or you need like specific instructions from the professor. But a lot of it you can touch yourself. What's your sports manager? You said
Yeah.
decent amount.
I mean,
like on love.
I can't tell you what I learned from sports manager, but like,
There's a lot,
Bro, even one of my math teachers, my calculus teacher said this. It was Calc 2. And he's like, I realized that it was some rant that he was on. He's like, these days, college isn't as necessary as it was back then. Because I'm sure you can go online, go to Khan Academy, go on YouTube, find Patrick
Khan
JMT,
I would've
and you can
dipped
teach
that
yourself a
if
lot
you
of things.
said
And the
that.
only reason that you're here and that he's here is because college, in essence, gives you that sense of accountability, right? And it gives you that human experience. You interacting and networking with people. and you won't get that if you just teach yourself at home.
But
The networking is cool.
Yeah, you can pay with so many. Like, you can network with so many different people. You don't have to pay for it.
This is all facts.
But not only that,
But that's what he was making the case
societal
for.
pressure thing is real. Like you said, everyone goes after 18, and the accountability thing you just mentioned. Think about like how it was in our heads. Oh, if you want to go to community college, you're a bum. Like even community college, or if you don't go to college at all after high school, like what are you doing with your life?
We gotta
Right.
get, we
That
gotta
was
get
the-
rid of the
that was the
community
whole-
college.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
true.
so
That was-
stupid.
I
I'm
hate
guilty
that.
of. I believe that at one point.
We all did, bro.
Yeah.
They made it sound like it was the worst thing in the world, and now you dudes talking about they go to community college for 2 years, they go to UMass Amherst for 2 years, and come out with like 10K in debt. Like, it's
Yo,
like
that's
godsend,
wild.
bro. Like, it's wild, bro.
And what's on the diploma?
The same exact thing, bro. The same exact thing, son.
If you go to a community college for the first 2 years of your like collegiate career, and then you finish out somewhere else, it doesn't matter.
It really
Those-
doesn't.
those
You came
credits
up.
transfer.
You came up big
you know-
time.
College makes you do this dumbass thing called Gen
Eds?
Eds. The dumbest thing in the world, bro.
Don't get
The
me started.
dumbest thing in the world, bro. Where you have to go. You say you know what your degree is. Like you're not underclear or anything. You know what your degree is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here to study computer science.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell are you learning about national geography? Bro? Like, can you tell why it's a requirement for you to graduate?
Art history. I had to take 2 art history classes.
Because we want our students to be well rounded.
I took an
That's-
insect
that's-
class. I was an accounting major at that point. I took an insect class.
It's the crazy. It's the crazy. Like I don't know who is forcing. Like they make you have like this arbitrary number. Oh, you need this many credits to graduate.
Yep.
I'm like, what's make me graduate if I have like I need like 12 core classes.
Make you graduate if you can pass this test.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's just
No, actually, that's a good point.
it's just so dumb. We have to take these classes, and they're on year dime. So you're telling people like, especially if they're undeclared, it's like, oh yeah, you don't know what you want to do in your life yet. You're 18 years old. You probably don't know what you want to do in your life. You're not sure. You have an
Figure it
idea. You know, like I thought I used to want to do like sports broadcasting. I don't want to do that no more. I heard about the hours these dudes working, freaking like 9 to 9s and all this type of stuff. And you don't have no life outside. I don't want to do that. Time that could change over time.
Mm-hmm.
But in college, bro, imagine doing all these classes for your major, and then you change your major. How much money you just lost?
Oh yeah.
And then on top of that, you're talking about kids who are undeclared. You're telling them, oh, go explore, go find out what you want to do, but go find out what you want to do within the college parameters. So now you're just taking a bunch of random classes,
Right.
And you're
Paying for
and
all
you're
of them.
paying
classes,
for
yeah.
like $5,000
And you're not really
per
making any
class.
progress.
No progress whatsoever. So man,
And all of this
and
for a chance to get a job once you graduate.
son, it took me a year to find my career job. It took me a year to find my career job,
I
bro.
don't even think I have. my
And you're
career.
lucky.
I
I
don't,
feel like you're lucky.
I don't even know if it's gonna be like my full time career either, bro. This is like the position I am is a career job, but I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna do this for 5-10 years.
And it's you doing what you went to college for?
Not really. No.
Exactly.
No,
Yo,
I'm not gonna.
post graduation depression is like it's
Oh.
a real thing.
Oh yeah,
shit's real,
100%.
Because once you figure out, like, damn, this degree is supposed to get me a job.
Son,
The job's supposed to help me pay the loans, but I can't do either.
you got finesse. It's just a real. Bro, I used to always brag about finessing in college. Oh man, college did not prepare me for school for work at all, bro. I used to skip class every single week, bro. Every week.
You're not really paying for the class. You're paying for the grade. So
Yeah,
as long as
you
you
spend-
pass, you're Gucci. You're Gucci.
That's true.
Yeah, but how?
But like how that? But I got
That's so
I got to go to work
trash.
every day,
That's
bro.
how it works.
I go to work 9 to 5. That joint hurt. I can't just skip days no more. That really hurt, bro. Like,
Is that why you're depressed? 'Cause you-
oh no.
oh, you depressed?
Oh,
Did
no,
you
I'm
have
not.
post grad depression? I remember you were
bouncing
bouncing around jobs for a
I
while.
definitely, I was. I definitely hit a rough spell. My first job out of college was a factory. I couldn't find nothing. I was like, I'm just gonna work in a factory for a couple months.
I worked at Target.
With the marketing, communications degree.
Yeah, communications, so marketing, public relations, media, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Worked in a factory, first one. Next one was recruiting. Next one was like administration. Now I'm like in a kind of like data analytics, like sales type role, bro. So it's very
Different.
different.
So
All 4 of those jobs are very different.
And nothing to do with what you went to college for.
No.
That's so trash, bro.
It is. But you know what the worst? You know what the? And this is where the societal pressure comes in again. 3 of those jobs required a college degree. The only one that didn't require a college degree was the factory. Recruiting required a college degree. Administration required a college degree. Analytics required a college degree.
So you
And
have
it's
to
like-
be.
Yeah, I just have to have this degree that show I got finesse from school, right? I gotta know you got finesse. But it doesn't have to do anything what you learn whatsoever. So it's the craziest. It's like, oh man, it's just the craziest setup. I don't
So
know.
this isn't even like they like to make it seem like go to college and this is an investment. It's not.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a gamble. In all honesty, in my mind,
yeah,
that's a gamble, not an investment.
It's the biggest game. Like, would you ever in your life pay straight up cash? I'm gonna tell you, yo, here's $50K of my money. Now I'm gonna learn some skills from you, and it might get me a job. There's no guarantee. There's no program you have in your system that I just paid you $50K for that's set up to me to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
There's none. There's no like direct. Oh, you come here, you pay me $50K. Now you're guaranteed this internship and this entry job at this company. There's none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're telling me like no one would ever do that. You would never do that ever. But now you take I think like the big thing with the loan is you just think you're gonna make that money back regardless. So you don't have to think twice.
That's the dream that they sell you.
Yeah.
You're not.
Oh man, that and the arguments for college just seem weaker and weaker to me every single year, bro.
Yeah,
like, I'm
the issue is
it's always the same though, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you hear these new ones now where it's like, oh, you go to college, become a man, or you go there.
I don't know about becoming a man. I've never heard.
You go there for like personal growth and maturity because you're on your own now. I hear that one.
If you're on campus.
Yeah, if you're on campus. Yeah, if you're on campus, you hear that a lot. Like, oh, you go there. You personally mature. You find out who you are as a person. All this type of stuff. You find out who your morals are. All that type of stuff.
I think that's a good point.
But it's not, bro. It's not.
It's not worth.
It's not a $50K argument,
money.
bro.
Yeah,
it's not
no, of course.
If I just graduated high school, and if I just move out the crib, or say I don't move out the crib, I'm just like working jobs and paying my own bills. I have my own responsibilities.
You're doing way better in life than someone.
Yeah, in college,
digging a hole for themselves.
Yeah.
In college, you have like this mentality where it's almost like you're working, but you're not working. So it's like, oh, I have all this schoolwork, all this type of stuff, and like my cousin brought up this example, right? He used to work at a retail job, and people look at him, oh, you're just working retail? It's like, oh no, I'm in school, but it's cool. That you're in school, like, oh, don't even think twice about it.
It's a pass.
Yeah,
that's true.
But then, like, just say you're just working retail, and then that was the only thing you're doing. They look at you like, oh, what are you doing with your life? Da, 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 da. But now that you're in school, like, you're not really doing. You're working a retail job, and you're just in school. You're not really like doing anything that's massively like contributing to being successful.
Cause like the thing, all right. So you work in retail, right? A lot of the time when you hop out of school, when you graduate, they already require you to have experience in that field. Nobody considers classes as experience in that field. When it shouldn't be, because you're learning.
Honestly,
I don't based off of that stuff.
Honestly,
right?
It's the you need get a job. Like, you need experience.
You need 3 years. Entry level. You need 3 years. Like that makes no sense.
And you know what the craziest thing about it is? Like, you have all those, bro. I saw some of the most disrespectful online ads for jobs in my life, bro. While I finished school, I'm talking about 2 to 3 years experience, 6-7 years experience, paying $15 an hour.
I'm about to look this up right now. Go ahead.
It was the craziest thing. Like, yo, talking about all like 7 years experience, $14 an hour. Like, bro, what? Like, what? Oh, communications degree, master's preferred, $16 an hour.
Master's preferred.
Yeah, bro, like, get the hell out of my face, bro. It's like so disrespectful. And every job you got job training, son.
All right, so it says here from the University of Washington that it takes approximately 3 to 6 months to find a job after graduation.
Yeah. Job. I mean, that must be anything.
And that's a deferment period right there.
Like a chef. That's what we're talking about, bro. Like, yeah, a chef, maybe.
I didn't really go into details yet. Let me see if I can find something else.
Yo, 3 to 6 months is your deferment period.
That's like
so right when you start getting a paycheck, you already got to start paying off your loans. So like,
bro, anyone graduating college right now, I'm telling you, you better enjoy the hell out of that 6 months, bro.
But nah,
because after that, it's over.
You know what's the issue though? We're talking to people like
our
age.
Yeah.
They already got scammed. We screwed. Like, we got our loans. Some people came off a little bit lucky, but like, we really got to talk to the people who are before college.
Coming up. Yeah.
But I also want to talk to the older generation that's putting pressure on these kids to go to college, though.
You gonna force your kids to go to college?
No, absolutely never, no.
You gonna tell them that's the path to success?
I would tell them to find whatever you're interested in.
Makes them happy.
Yeah, pick whatever you're interested in. Learn everything you can about that field and go do it. So if they're interested in photography, videography, learn as much as you can, go do it. If they're interested in coding, learn as much about how you can, HTML, Java, all that stuff, and go do it. And then come back to me. If there's like something specific you want to do, and then he's like, okay, I need college to do this, then yeah, we could work out a plan for that. But even then, I'm going to still tell them, go to community college, because every college makes you take gen eds, which is the craziest thing.
Right.
So like, go to community college, knock out your gen eds, and just balance your core class at whatever university, and you'll probably be better off that way. Yeah. But the current system we're in right now is way too much of a finesse. I'll never force my kids to go to school in this current system.
I mean, I remember like this actually stuck with me. It was like one of the guest speakers who came. He's like 3 things that you have to look for a career. It's like something that you're good at, something that you're passionate about, and something that makes economic sense. He's like, you're never gonna find anything that makes economic sense, like at all. Because hopping out of school, unless you're like you got a tech degree.
Even then. Even then, bro. My chances. All right, go ahead.
So, like, but yeah, like, I mean, obviously, certain stuff you're not gonna get like 100K out of college off rip.
If you're really lucky.
Yeah.
That's the dream that they said. Like when I was in college, like when I was in my discrete mathematics class, he's like, my professor's like, this is probably the most important class in your computer science degree. We had a student here who graduated like 5 years ago who did really, really well in this class. On graduation, he got a job at Facebook. You know what his salary is? $265,000 a year after graduation. So if you do really well in college, you're going to be that guy.
Yeah.
Right? That's the argument where
The one example.
Obama's president, right? So racism is dead. Right? That's the argument. If this guy did really well from going to college, there's no reason why you can't do it too. Right? That's what they tell you.
That one example from 5 years ago. the one guy in 5 years in this class. Nah, bro.
And you know what? When I heard that, I was like, you know what?
It's crazy how
I can fly, man. I can do it.
It's crazy
Imagine
how
Khalil with his like with his dreads in the back of the daylight. I can do this.
it's crazy how impressionable you are when you just haven't been in like the real world yet.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like you still live you still live with your parents. You don't pay no bills. You don't freaking like you just don't have that many life experiences happen to you where you realize, okay, maybe this is how the world works now. So when you start realizing that joint, it's like, damn, it's
too late.
Yeah,
It's too late,
already too much go out.
Yo, as I said, we gotta start talking to the younger generation.
But I think a huge problem is these companies requiring degrees for jobs that don't need degrees.
Oh, that's trash.
You know what else I hate? That colleges aren't really held accountable for this scam that they're running right now.
Oh, they're not, because the government's backing them though. The government's like all these loan companies are provided through the government. Like even if you go get like
Bro, but think like even from like just a legal perspective, when a company makes you a promise, right? Provide a service, and if you purchase their services, you get a result. Yeah. Colleges say if you purchase our services, you get a high-paying job, and you'll automatically be shot to the middle class of America.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Why are they getting away scot-free?
That's very valid, actually.
Why is nothing being done about this? Isn't college debt like the highest it's ever? Isn't it like in the trillions now?
Oh yeah, it's like, I think it's like 5-6 trillion.
And they're just soaking it up.
It's an outdated system, which is why all the old people keep on telling you, like, you got to go to college.
It's gonna blow up though. I mean, like it's
Will it?
Of course, bro. It's gonna be like there just can't be enough people that can pay off this money. It's not possible, bro.
Wasn't there like a lady who had like $900 a month in college debt that she had to pay? I think
Bro,
she got like a master's in psychology or philosophy
probably,
or something.
There's probably way more. There's tons of stories of people that literally don't make enough money. If they had no expenses, they still don't make enough money to cover their bills. Like no expenses,
Living at home, no kids,
no expenses. With the interest, the way the interest piles up,
Yo.
all you're doing is paying off the interest, not even paying off the principal.
Right.
So you're making no progress towards your loans.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's another point too, where it's like, why are you taxing interest on people trying to get an education for? Like, does that make any sense to you whatsoever? If you really care about the betterment of people, the betterment of society, and want people to be more educated and more well-rounded, why would you tax them? And the interest rates are like talking about like 10, 11, 12%. It has to be capped at like 3 or 4%.
I still think the system was put in place to deter poor families from going to college.
But you didn't have to take a student loan to go to college before, though. So you can say that. But
I feel like
in most cases,
at some point when maybe when it was when people of color started going to college, you know, maybe that's when it started. Back in the, I don't know when it started, but maybe that's when it started rising steadily. I don't know.
I know the government does some messed up things, but they're not that cynical.
But I know
a lot of white people got caught up in the same trap.
I know of a couple people
they
personally.
Can they?
You said a lot of people got caught in the trap.
No, it's a lot of white people got caught up in this trap too, though.
True.
So it's like that's a lot of collateral damage to say, nah, we don't want the blacks here. I don't think they would do that.
Or just low income people. You want to keep the ignorant, right?
Perhaps.
Stay woke. Anyways, I know people personally who it was a former employer or someone I know who knew the former employer of mine. He had children in college, and whenever it was time for the new semester, you just write a check for the tuition. All the college expenses paid off in one check. You just do that. maybe that's what it's meant for. And these stupid lower class people who insist in trying to better their lives, let's just fuck them on the way, right?
But are they stupid? I mean, like,
For taking this gamble
it's a hindsight thing, though, man.
But
Look at us.
in the bigger
We're
picture.
spoon-fed.
I know. We don't know any better, and that makes us ignorant. So let's take advantage of
It
these
does.
ignorant people.
It does. But
Let's make as much money as we can off this ignorance.
But
Isn't
yeah,
that
that's
how-
off the loan companies. I don't know how much that off is like. That's people falling into this trap of it's great marketing. You know, talking about
Who set the trap?
I'll say the colleges.
Actually, that's a
I'll,
good point.
I'll say the colleges instead of the government. But I'm not saying the government's complicit.
Literally
Oh,
both.
the government,
They
the
definitely
government,
benefit.
the government definitely helped out. But I don't know how much money the government makes off student loans though.
There's a
'Cause
lot of you get federal loans automatically, and
do,
if you
but the
don't
federal-
waive them specifically, you have them on. Who's gonna really take the time and waive the federal loans
But, you
when
know-
half these 18-year-olds probably don't even understand federal subsidized and subsidized?
Which is an issue. You
This is the issue that
Yo,
they want.
like pre-college, people got to do a better job of like educating us about like.
Yeah,
this
but
stuff.
look at the guidance counselors we have, bro. They were just like, all right, well, like, how much did you really learn from your guidance counselors in high school?
I just learned that community college was not where you wanted to go. Oh my God.
That's
To be
all.
honest,
Yeah, that's all you got.
I knew that if I decided to go to community college, I was considered a failure by my guidance counselor.
The only thing these dudes helped me do that I remember is they helped me apply to colleges. That's all they helped me do. They taught me how to do the college applications.
Yeah, the FAFSA and all
none of
that.
them community though.
No.
Nah, none of them ever did. So it was like I don't know what's the next step besides the shit that's blowing up on everybody. Dudes are not gonna be able to pay these off.
You feel like the next
it's-
economic crash, the next
it's,
depression,
it's,
or
it's,
the
it's,
next
it's coming to the
recession.
point. It's coming to the point where you have all these people that just don't pay it. So what's gonna happen? Like what's gonna happen at the end of the day?
And you can't
What-
escape it, right? Like even if you default, even if
You can't default.
even
on
if you
student
die,
loans.
bro, doesn't it go to like your next of kin or
Ah,
whoever
yeah.
your co-signer was?
It goes cosigner, yeah.
If you file
so
for, if you file for bankruptcy,
It stays.
student loans are the only thing that stay. Think about that.
Yeah, that's the
Think
most-
about that. Anything else?
Mortgage, car payment, no medical bills. Nah, you just have these. They never go away, bro.
That's a great trap, bro.
Cigarettes.
Can you go to college to get a major and become like a college loan company?
We'll come back to that.
I want that major, bro.
We'll come back to that.
All right, but you know what? We've been pretty hard on college. I feel like.
I mean, fuck college.
I mean,
But go ahead.
could be some merits to it.
Go ahead. No,
like,
they-
what do you think your immigrant parents see when they envision college on the horizon? That golden
Bro,
outline
they
on the
see you.
horizon.
They see you. They want that picture with you in your cap and gown.
Yeah,
They want to tell all their families and friends, my son's educating, went to college.
of course.
Da-da-da, and they think your life will just be a lot better than all the struggles they had to go through.
And to be fair, it probably will be.
They know
Probably.
They know
I mean,
what
now it
college you
depends,
go
yeah.
to, but they never know what you major in.
Yeah,
My mom knows my major though, so we're good.
in case, I mean, my mom did pretty well for herself, so it's like.
Did you go to college
She went to community college.
up here?
Yeah.
You know, my mom went to college in the Caribbean. She went in Jamaica and I think in Barbados and some other islands. But when she came here, she had to go to college here too. It didn't really count.
The more I think about it, my mom and dad didn't go to college. Ew. They're
They,
like
they,
good.
they survived, right?
They
It wasn't the end of
more
the
than
world.
survived.
They're now.
They six
What do you
kids.
mean? They're now on Mass Ave doing heroin? Nah, it's not them. They didn't go to college, bro. How that
They're not
work?
working at BK?
Yeah, how that work, bro? It's only college or nothing. What do you mean? How that happen?
But, all right. What are the good things I know?
Let's talk about some positives. Nah.
What are the what?
A few good things, or I'll say one good thing. You meet some people, and I went to more of a local school, I should say, a state school.
All right.
So I met a lot of people from around the city. A lot of people from Boston went to my school. So you meet some people that you make like lifelong friendships with. You know, so that's the one thing I can say about college. It made me like there's like at least I want to say at least five friends from college I know is gonna be in my life probably for like the rest of my life. And then outside that 5, it's probably still like a good 20, 25 like good friends I interact with regularly, you know, on social media through text or whatever.
Do you feel like that's normal? Like the average person has that experience?
Maybe not as many, but I feel like the average person meets a lot of people that they're gonna, you know, it's gonna be in your life a lot longer. So like college is different from high school in this fact of making friends and relationships. Is that high school, like you're already there and you're forced to be there. Like you don't, and there's such a limited pool of people you get to choose with.
Yeah,
True.
sure.
In college, you're like, okay, while you're figuring yourself out, whatever, you can see who you want to chill with. So like, you know, I chill with like a lot of basketball players. I play basketball, but then you meet other people.
Especially like since you have a major now, so the people around you are
so
likely
now-
to be people who share a common interest.
Yeah, so now that goes back to the networking thing. So now, like, freaking Ernesto from clubs. He hit me up asking a dude I know hit me up asking like someone who knows graphic design, whatever. So I just told him to one of the chicks I knew from school.
Yeah.
So it's like it is a good networking thing, but the relationships are really beneficial. I'll say that about college, but.
And you mentioned like you went to a local college, but the people
Yeah.
who travel, that's a good opportunity for them too.
Yeah. If you go to you can speak more on that because you went to a really big school.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's good to go to a big school because there's such a huge amount of people to like be friends with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that big school, especially when it wasn't like as diverse as you would want it, you don't want to like confine yourself to like a certain group.
Didn't really think about the diversity part of college, huh?
Oh,
You know what,
UMass Amherst,
bro? No matter where you go, bro, people.
I don't want to call it. All right.
you know.
But yeah,
I think no matter where you go, people just naturally segregate themselves. Honestly, man. I'm not
in
gonna-
college.
Yeah. Even in college, like you hang out with other races more than you normally
Yeah,
would.
I feel like I
But you still segregate yourself, bro.
didn't hang with any Indians in high school.
There's how many Indians you hang out with in college?
Like at least 3.
Oh, I mean that's all actually. I mean
That's just one group.
I can't say nothing. No,
That's just one group.
I mean that's valid. Like I definitely had a group that was like really diverse or whatever. Like a few Africans, like straight from Ghana, a couple white boys, Spanish dude like me, and like a couple other people. But I think like you just find that no matter where you go, I think it's just like a human experience thing. People naturally just cling to people that look like them.
True.
Like
But I feel like in college, people are more open as well. You definitely have
no,
more diversity in
They
college.
are, you do, but people are more willing to accept like other people, but they're not people that you just chill with on the regular. I think though.
Yeah. Honestly, there's probably like 3 or 4 people from college who I would like actually hit up, and like one who I would still chill with, because in Amherst, everybody came from like all different places.
Yeah, and it's dope. You learn some new things, but like I mean, I'm still in sociology class, being like the only black dude in there.
Bro,
like
it
you
was
know
so-
what I'm saying?
I went to the college before the one that I graduated from. It was mostly white, and it came to the point where wherever I would see like another black person on campus, I have no idea who they are. No idea who they are. You just gotta get that nod, and they give it right back because we don't say nothing, but we know.
But son, you know what the crazy thing is too? You meet all these people from different backgrounds, but you realize like all this stuff you see on TV about like people, how people think like black people are, people how think how like Asian people are, like all this stuff. Like people really think that stuff. You think it's like maybe it's just like in Alabama, Mississippi, like one of the fucked up states or whatever. But people, but people really think this stuff, bro.
We do not condone.
But
The
people,
views expressed on this podcast do not reflect.
there ain't nobody in Bama listening to this joint,
Get the
bro.
disclaimer.
Alright? But listen, I remember this chick. It's actually like a really nice girl. She's a friend of mine. This white girl from Connecticut. She was like,
Oh, here we go.
she really thought that black people eat fried chicken every single day. I kid you not, bro. Like she thought. I'm like, bro, you know how many people would die from just clogged arteries and heart attacks? She just thought like, oh no, okay, maybe you don't, and people up here don't, but the black people in like Georgia, I'm like, bro, it's just not.
She was pushing it.
Yeah, she really was. Like she didn't back down. I'm like, nah, bro. Like it's really not like that. Like,
Did you have any stereotypes shadowed when you went to college?
No.
did I have any? Say again.
Did you have any stereotypes shadowed when you went to college?
Did I?
For you or for other people?
I don't.
Like stereotypes
Yeah,
that
you
you
came
have
in. You came in
personally.
with stereotyping, and
And then you met and you mingle with these different kinds of people, and you're like, you know what? Just like me.
I don't know, man. Some of the white people
I
at
think-
Amherst, they walk barefoot.
Oh man.
I walk barefoot sometimes.
In the bathroom. Public
your
bathroom?
house?
Oh, and public. Oh, that's
I seen around
Bro.
campus.
That joint.
in my yard. I was talking about like I can.
That's bad. That's your
You know what?
area.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know?
I'm talking about like, but you know what? I did see a black dude do that too, so I can't even hold him. But
He was there too long.
I saw shoes on the.
Where he from?
I saw like people put like their sneakers on their bed and just like.
Oh,
chilled.
what?
Yeah, bro. That joint. Man, you realize there's a lot of non-clean. A lot of people just don't care about hygiene in school.
All right, so that's the bad thing. We're trying to focus on the good things right now. Right?
Bro, if you don't get the point, college is trash. Don't go. All right,
What's
man.
another? So we have the traveling, we have the diversity,
Yeah, but I
we
think
have the
people are more willing
the
to interact in
networking.
college though. So I think-
relationships,
yeah. You definitely meet more relationships. You definitely meet people that can help set you up for
personal growth. I
yeah,
think.
personal growth and just like they can help you find careers and stuff like that. Like you just have people.
Do you
that'll
feel like
be
this?
you just-
Do you feel like the personal growth aspect of it is as important as what people say it is? Because I can make a case for that. But I wouldn't say it's because of college. It just happened to happen to me while I was in college.
I mean,
I was
because
about to say-
it's the growing years of your life. You're 18, 19, 20. You know, you're becoming more independent than you ever were before.
Right.
And then with college, the main advantage on college is, as opposed to living at home after straight after high school, is that you're on your own for like almost like you're in charge of your schedule now, right? You choose your classes, and what you do in your free time, that's all on you. You don't have
Even
any
if you
other
go to
responsibilities.
classes, it's on you.
And you have a lot more freedom than you did in high school or
For sure.
that you would
Nah,
have if
that's
you picked up a
definitely
regular job. So I think in that aspect, that's where you can see where the growth comes from. But like I think you can still get like, is that worth the price tag? No, and you can still get that growth in other areas if you just didn't go to college.
College is not worth the price. Like
No,
that's
no.
all good, but like if you add all of the good benefits that we have to college,
I mean, it can help nullify like there's
Yeah.
like if I go to college for $20K, yeah, $20K in loans, I'll go to college for $20K. I'll take that risk. I'll take a risk
For all 4 years?
Yeah, for all
Yeah,
4
yeah,
years.
yeah,
all
absolutely.
4
Absolutely.
Ain't talking about $20K. Yeah, good luck, bro.
Bro, some schools are 30, 40, 50, 60 a year.
Yeah, and it just
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense how all these schools have just gone up in, like, I'll say it again, it doesn't make sense how all these schools have gone up in tuition.
And you know what else is going up? Not just the price, but the base requirements. Like a bachelor's isn't enough in some fields anymore.
It's
You need
not.
at least a master's or a PhD.
And how much more complicated is this work getting? Like the thing is, what really buzzed me about these jobs didn't require college degrees before, where you just like if you just show you were good at it, you got the job. Like, do you really need a college degree for administration?
no.
Like to show you're organized and you can help run the office right, and
No.
you don't need a college degree for that. You just need a lot of training, and you just need to show people you're adept and adaptable.
How would they know though if you don't have a degree to show it? How do you show them?
Do some type of like interview process. If you, all right,
And
you did a
to-
comp
like,
sci. You
you-
did a comp sci, right?
Yeah.
They made you do what you learn. Usually in that type of interview process, they will make you.
You take a test.
Yeah, they'll
It's
take
legit
a
a
test.
test.
What is the test for administration?
No.
Filing folders, checking the computer, Excel.
Dude, like
Word?
why do secretaries need degrees now for?
Tell someone what to do, but make sure you do it in a very nice but demanding way.
It's like you can prove you're adept in all those Microsoft Office codes or whatever.
You
and
can. Like it's not. Yeah, it's not.
So
worth it.
there's just so many other fields where it's like, do I really need a degree for this? And it's just like no,
I feel like some degrees should just be like not even allowed to be degrees.
100%. I agree with you.
So people won't even get trapped in it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, people just learn some dumb things.
I don't want to insult anyone, right?
Psych.
You gonna say theater?
Psych.
Philosophy.
That's true.
What do you do? What do you do to make a living with a philosophy degree?
Everybody wonders why we're here. You know, man.
Every question.
It's $100, right?
I would say I'm wondering how I get paid for that.
Everybody wonders if God existed and all this type of stuff.
The
man.
only thing you can do with a philosophy degree is become a philosophy professor, bro.
Maybe
In my mind, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Right? Please let me know, because I've been wondering. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to know what you can do with a philosophy degree. You have $60,000 in debt
I hurt myself.
for a bachelor's. For the bachelor's, probably gonna have more if you get the master's, which you probably need to be just credible, and more for a PhD, which you need to be respectable.
What's a credible philosopher?
Don't ask me, bro.
That's
I don't know.
philosophy.
All right, look at this. A bachelor's degree in philosophy can provide an excellent foundation for each of them. However, some of these careers do require a graduate degree or additional specialized training.
Sure.
Financial analyst, $86K.
As a philosophy degree, financial analyst.
Some of these careers do require graduate or additional specialized training.
Is the additional specialized training for another 4 years in accounting, bro?
We got lobbyists.
A philosopher? You need to be a philosopher to be a lobbyist, bro.
Hey man,
All right.
like lobby the government. Lobby
How much
for,
they make?
I've seen $72K. Which
That's not bad. That's pretty good. That's
Right,
solid.
writer's one. Writer's definitely one. You could be writer with a philosophy degree.
Become an English major.
That's another one that might not be.
And if you're an English major, you could write for like articles and newspapers. But would a newspaper take a philosopher?
I mean, maybe, probably, maybe.
I see some journalists nowadays, man. You do not need a degree to be a journalist nowadays.
True.
Sports?
You know,
I feel like
Definitely no.
journalism is one thing where I feel like you have to learn a lot of things to become a journalist. And maybe not in our current society, but in traditional form. Like if you want to work for the New York Times or someone like that, there's a lot of practices and things you have to learn
On the job.
But maybe you should know going in before the job though. But I understand what I mean. Like it's kind of one of those iffy areas. But journalism is like one of those fields, if in the traditional sense of, if not considering how news is right now, but how news was or how it should be in most cases, where there's a lot of best practices you need to know that you need to.
Outdated though. That's the issue.
No, I don't think the best practices out there. I think the way that news companies have to run, where
the way that we consume information has changed so much.
They have to.
The social media is 24 hours.
Yeah, but the journalism should remain in the same practices. The best practices is what provides good news, but it's become like, okay, now
the clicks.
Yeah, now that's what the problem is. Now it's like I gotta compete with, the freaking dog.
So you would advocate for someone going to college to become a journalist?
I would not. But I could see an area for like an associate's degree in journalism to exist though. Not like a 4-year thing, but an associate's, something like that. That's why I think a lot of these degrees should be too. I think a lot of degrees you can just change to associates.
Or like what do you call those those schools like when you go for plumbing?
Trade schools?
Trade schools.
Yeah, trade schools don't get enough love either, bro. Dudes will make like plumbers or electricians seem like the bummiest jobs ever.
Right, they make bank.
And a lot of them are in unions.
And they're always going to be in demand.
Facts. like there's always
those jobs aren't going anywhere, bro.
Yeah. So a lot of those trade schools things where it's mechanic, plumber, electrician, they get almost no love, or you're taught, and it's way easier if you do one of those things to start your own business.
Facts.
You can become a way easier entrepreneur.
Facts.
Entrepreneur. You learn under somebody, you work for them for a couple of years, and you just, I got some clients now that I could take now, and I'm just go.
Don't colleges offer entrepreneurship as a major?
I think it's like in their business course. I don't think it's like an entrepreneur thing. And then like, why would you even need that? You can for entrepreneurs, like you're just testing the field, so you literally just read, maybe watch some videos of.
I was like, it seems kind of counterintuitive, right?
And then it does, bro. I remember like Gary Vee says this thing where it's like, if you're going to school to become an entrepreneur, I should slap you right now. And it's like, it's facts though.
You're not gonna
succeed. Like, yeah, you're going to school. You're going to school to learn how to be your own boss. Instead of like, wouldn't you just learn how to be your own boss by like actually doing what you want to do to be your own boss? So a lot of the school things just seem counterintuitive, but I mean,
that's how good the traps are, man.
I do want to focus on these positives, bro. It's hard, bro. It's hard, man. I'm trying to really.
I don't know. I thought the personal growth part of it.
But
I feel like that's tacked on as something that you would experience anyways. But since you're typically in college at that time, they just attribute it to being in college.
Exactly. Like if we went 4 more years of high school after high school,
they would put personal growth with high school.
Would it be the same thing as college?
And high school got its own problems as well as too, though.
It has its own what?
It has its own problems too. So I think, I don't know if it's not the reason why it's not enough anymore, but I think a lot of people just, because back then, they say now like a college degree is equivalent to what a high school degree was back then.
Yeah.
So I think that was the reason. Like a lot of people didn't graduate high school, or they went to job in factories where you just had like a cushy, easy job.
But now that more people are graduating high school.
Yeah. It's like it's not the same as it should be. And now with high school, like the education you learn in high school is like a lot of it's so useless. A lot of it's
I use the Pythagorean theorem every now and then.
All right, man.
I'm a big Latin guy.
SOHCAHTOA, bro.
Big Latin guy.
Major key.
Soka what?
SOHCAHTOA. Was it SOHCAHTOA?
Is that a Native American thing?
What was it?
Saratoga?
No.
Sine, cosine, and tan.
Ticonderoga?
What was it?
Cosine, and tan.
It was SOHCAHTOA?
Probably.
You said you was, right?
A long time ago, man.
There's just so many, like, I don't know, that distance formula, that a squared plus b squared, like with the square root thing. It's like
it was SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over adjacent. Tangent. Yeah. Okay.
Look at y'all.
Almost had it.
Look at y'all. You just learned so much useless information, bro. It's the same thing with college, bro. I cannot tell you how many of my college courses I've used in my day-to-day living at all, bro. I've used my day-to-day living.
They say that college is supposed to teach you how to think, not specifically what you need to know. Man, especially when it comes to math classes.
They said about math.
Especially when it comes to math. Like calculus, they say isn't really widely used in the real world. But if you can understand calculus, that's going to open your mind up to understand a lot of other concepts that you're actually going to need.
I'll be better off taking a philosophy class, bro. What the hell are you talking about, man?
Why not just teach me the concepts that I actually need to learn instead of teaching me what I need to know before I need to learn what I need to learn, right?
Y'all know how to file your taxes coming out of college?
Nope.
No clue.
Think about that.
They got a major for that?
Huh?
They got a major for that?
Probably accounting or something like that.
I think it's just a course online. I don't think it's a major.
Why is that not a high school thing? Everyone pays tax. Why is like everyone pays taxes though? I think a lot of the problem comes from high school, brother. High school curriculum's outdated. College curriculum, the college just mindset is just outdated.
School is out. I think the school in general is outdated.
School needs overhaul.
Yeah.
You have so much technology where you have all this information. Like, bro, this cell phone, you got the world of information. You got Google on your phone, bro. Google, like almost can lead you to anything you want to learn.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I look up so much information on Google now. I try to be on my phone on social media a lot less, and just looking up like research, looking up things that I'm trying to do, whether it's like a podcast, whether it's photography, videography, Adobe skills, like YouTubing something else. Like, you have all this information like in your hand wherever you go at all times, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Or
it's for free.
Or you could give me $60,000.
It's like
I knew that was
it's just crazy. Like why,
Run that.
Why would I like if you're any young person, especially any young person that knows what they want to do in their life specifically? 'Cause I think
If
a lot.
it's not STEM.
Yeah, I think a lot of the where it's easy to prey on people is because a lot of people 17, 18 years old, they don't know.
How do you know what you want to do for the rest of your life?
You don't, especially
Especially when
yeah.
you've only been in high school. You haven't been plumbing, you haven't been
Yeah.
coding, you haven't been accounting.
In
You
high,
don't know.
in high school, you have
You're
no
not
freedom.
supposed to.
Yeah, in high school, you have no freedom. You have like very limited freedom, bro. Where regardless of what household you go in,
I mean, it would be nice if, like, you took a history class in high school. Like, you know what? I really like history. This is my favorite subject in high school. And you think, maybe I want to study history when I go to college.
I loved history. In
That's
high school.
great. Right? Maybe sometimes high school does lead you to your passion.
It can,
But very often.
But how like all
doesn't.
right, but now you go to school for 4 years to be a historian, and you find out okay the job market for this job is very small,
Mm-hmm.
and then the type of work you thought you were gonna be doing
It's
is
not
very
what you did.
it's very different from that.
And now you
yeah.
know 4 years is not enough.
It's not
Most
what you-
likely.
They should give you like a redo once you graduate college. Like, a year after, I didn't like this.
It goes back to that point about being able to sue. Like if you're able to hold these colleges accountable, like if you were so confident, like why not give me a refund guarantee? Like if you're so confident you're gonna embed in my life, give me a refund guarantee, bro. I could buy a freaking
Positives. Come on.
I feel like we're past that. I don't think there's more positives coming along.
Nah, bro. We got finesse, bro.
This is just
We
a
got
rant.
finesse.
Honestly, this one is just a rant.
I don't care.
It's just a rant at this
I'll
point.
take it because we should be ranting.
We got finesse. I'm trying to look at like anything else where college is like truly like the only thing it has is like it gave me a lot of good friendships and relationships that I might, but that's like a case of circumstance.
And
If I was by myself, I could have like I might have made those relationships at work or like whatever I was doing by myself. So that's just a circumstance thing. I don't even know if I could attribute that to college.
Yeah, it takes you out your comfort zone and it forces you to like, if you're not like, I live with a bunch of people. I only live with one other person. You had to figure out how to meet different people. But like, that's literally, I think that might be the only benefit that college has gotten for me.
Yeah.
The people?
Nah, just like,
That's sad.
Uh-huh.
He's like, you can meet people everywhere. Nah, but it's just like,
A lot of people meet like people like their significant others in college, or like just
Nope.
people that
ooh, get your whole face.
affected.
I had my heart broken only in college. Before college, no. After college, no.
Size the crime, bro. We had this episode already, bro. Size the crime, bro. Size the crime, bro.
College gave me my heartbreaks, man. I didn't meet my significant other in there.
Say, get your whole face out in college. You want to elaborate on that, man?
What happened?
You want to elaborate on that?
Elaborate on what?
The whole face?
The whole face?
Oh, nah. See, I think it's good to experiment.
Yeah.
Because you might figure out that you like something that you don't. Or you like
You didn't know that you didn't know that you liked, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go to college, man. Yeah, oh man, the dating scene in college is like the funny. It's weird, man. It's interesting.
Dating scene?
Yeah, it's
There is
interesting.
no dating scene.
There is no
in
dating
college.
scene, and it's like, well.
Would you say like the parties, is that a benefit?
Parties were fun, but
I didn't really go to parties like that.
I mean,
I could go to a party. Like,
it was.
anytime.
No, I
But
mean
that's one of the big draws,
I'll say that's one thing that's definitely different from after you graduate. The parties in college were just, they were fun, bro. Like whether you were going like, you had your house. I love house parties. I prefer house parties.
As opposed to like clubs?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you also had like hall parties too. Hall parties were always dope. So you had like your hall parties and your house parties, and those things just really don't exist after you leave there. And the one thing, especially being in Boston, bro, being in Framingham, I never have to go to a freaking party and feel like, all right, someone's gonna shoot this joint up. Like I never felt that way, bro. I never felt that way. Like someone's gonna the party don't end here when somebody shoots. All right, that doesn't happen in Framingham. It doesn't happen in Amherst. Like you just felt
That
like
happened to you, Rom?
nah, you just,
In
bro,
Dorchester?
yeah. But you just felt like you were safe wherever you were going to. So that's what made it a little doper. And you would find like the black parties. You can still have fun at the white parties too.
And they were like special events, right? Like I know Amherst had like Blackout Night or whatever it was.
Blackout was lit.
Blackout was lit. Blackout was always a fun time. You get people coming from like 30, 40 different schools around the state. And like, yeah, we're going to Blackout, bro. Yeah, I've been to Blackout a couple times. Blackout was fun. And you have all these parties. The parties is cool, but like, am I paying? Well, I pay $40,000 a party? Like, nah, bro.
Was it because you were drunk though?
I mean,
how much alcohol have to do with it?
That's another thing too, though. People do get a lot of those like experiences with like drinking and some with drugs and all that type of stuff too up there as well.
Actually, I learned how to not to drink in college.
How to not drink?
How to not drink.
How do you not drink?
By like observation, like I'm not gonna be like that dude. Yeah.
Like
100%.
you can hang out with like certain types of people. They would like chug, and then the other people would like sip.
Yeah.
I would prefer to sip. I've seen what happens when you chug. It's just not a good idea.
I remember one of my he do this every Thursday. Bro. One of my white friends, he would would drink every Thursday and be like, yeah, by 7 o'clock I stop remembering what I do.
Every Thursday, bro.
That's 7 a.m.
7 p.m., bro. Yeah, 7 p.m. Thursdays, bro. Man, I'm like, I'm gonna start drinking at like 6 o'clock. I'm gonna have some tequila, and I'm gonna I'll probably forget what I'm doing.
That's ridiculous.
It is, bro. And then a lot of people, bro. You realize like a lot of people can be blacked out and you won't even know.
Do you feel like you need that experience in college to become a
nope, because my job gives me
functioning member of society once you graduate?
Alcohol. I mean, maybe you do actually. Cause my job got a ton of alcohol over there, bro.
And if you didn't go to college, you'd just be forcing it? You be that guy at your job without that college experience?
It's so much easier to get free alcohol in college.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, people are a lot friendlier when they're drunk and they just give you shit, bro. So it's like, over here, man. That's why I love my job so
free
much.
liquor. That's another benefit. Yeah. There you go.
I don't know about free. Cheaper.
Cheaper liquor. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, in college you're drinking like freaking Rubinoff and you.
I'm about to say you
like,
drink what you can get.
You're just not loving yourself in college. You don't love yourself the right way, bro.
I never heard of Rubinoff in my life, so.
If I ever give you Rubinoff, you would swear you'd never drink in your life again, bro. I promise you. It's the nastiest thing ever, bro.
That's all y'all got over there?
No, I mean, as you learn to find some drinks you could tolerate, like rum and Bacardis and like all this type of stuff.
Because like a lot of the time we were under 21, so like
so you have to find somebody, and you don't really know how like the price gauge for what you're buying, and you don't know what's the price gauge for what the store
Bro,
is.
this has nothing to do with college.
I mean,
it's an experience that you learn in college.
I mean,
you don't need to go to college for that.
Amherst, like one of the big pulls of Amherst is a huge party school, though. That's one of the major attractions. I know. The food, like one of the best cafeterias in the country.
That food hit. Actually, I take that. That's a problem. Yo,
the food is one of the best in the country, and
you never know how much you struggle, like food wise, until you can go to a cafeteria, stay there for like 8 hours, and just eat as much as possible.
You lucky, bro. I had one of those calls. My college.
You had a high school cafeteria
bro,
in college.
Freaking 4:30, 7:30 caf, bro. I'm like, damn, I'm eating dinner at 7:30. I'm gonna be hungry tonight, bro. Because when you're in college, especially when you're in college, bro, you're going to sleep like late. Yeah. You're going to bed like 12. You're going to bed. I said 12. You're going to bed like 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Yeah. Ain't no meal from like 6 p.m. gonna hold you for all that time.
Dude, they had fried Oreos late night one time. Oh my god.
That just sounds amazing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean college is smooth, like, but it's never.
Out of 10 stars, what would you give it?
3.
In its current state.
3. Probably 2.
We talking about like the whole package?
3, the whole thing.
3 might be
in its current state. If you had to go to college,
like, bro, if you get to college for free, or you get to college on like, if you get to college for under $20K, I would.
Or if you go to the military and then they pay you to go to college.
Ain't that a sad thing?
That's a come up.
Hell no. Go to military.
That's a come up.
Yeah, good luck, bro.
I think that's a come up.
That's a come up.
I had a bunch of. I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't know.
Given the option in high school. That's why
they didn't tell me about it. Sure, they didn't tell me about it. I had a bunch of military friends in college.
You want that Dodge Charger? You want that joint, bro? Yeah.
And these dudes, I remember it was like right before I graduated. We were there late working on a project, and they were just like kicking it, talking, and they were talking about how I think this semester I might be getting like $2,000 back. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh boy, you
I was
talking
like,
about
what?
that refund check? Ooh, what? Ooh, when that refund check
I was like,
hit,
what?
bro. Oh, man,
You used to get money back?
son.
How do you get money back?
When that it's like a faster correction or something. I don't know what. It is. These dudes give you a refund check, bro.
I know my mom. I think my mom will get money back too because she was a nurse she worked for the state for a long time. So I think she got some credit or some assistance.
Bro, you would think
You got the
Oh,
money
no,
that
you
you
got-
paid already.
It might be, bro.
bro, you thought you was Bill Gates. I swear to God, bro. Like, you was going out there, you was leaving class. Like, damn, I got bread now, bro. Like, what am I about to do with this shit, bro?
And I can't relate.
Oh man,
Cannot relate.
Oh,
I
hold
never
on.
got a refund check, so
Cannot relate.
that hurt.
All right, but you know what? Let us know what you think. Comment down below, man. This college suck.
You know that refund check hit, man. You know that refund check.
Can't relate. I'm telling you.
Joint, bro, it's
How
not-
many people
it's
can
not-
relate to that?
Ooh, man. All my
Did you
guys-
get a refund check? Let it.
All my guys got that refund check, bro.
Y'all were lucky. I don't know what y'all were doing.
I guess I'm not his guy, though.
I don't know. I should have went to your school, man. I don't know.
Man, nah, I don't know, man. College is
Does it suck? If out of 10 stars, what would you rate college?
Spoiler alert, it does.
It does suck.
spoiler. If
Well,
you,
depending on what you go for.
if you give anything higher than a 3 or a 4, you know, before we wrap up, another thing is too, man. When you're in college, bro, you really don't focus on anything else besides getting your degree. And
I couldn't do that. I had to focus on working too because I had to pay
Yeah.
for college while I was working.
but like you don't exactly. So you don't get to really focus on your other interests in life, bro. So that's another thing. So it's like it gives you, like I said, we mentioned that before. It gives you that little security blanket of I'm doing something, but you're not really doing anything. You're just going to class and doing homework.
Well, unless like you
So
do
now-
sports
couldn't
and like
do
join a
something.
club, which is what they
you could
encourage,
be
right?
doing something. It's like imagine if you had the mindset you did right now, like whatever you're doing with your other interests. Like say you're exploring, like say you're doing like public speaking. You have interest in public speaking or whatever.
Yeah.
In the mindset you were in, the sheltered environment you were in, you didn't have that mentality like, oh, I'm going to work on this now. Or most people don't have that mentality. So
Probably don't have
it
the
wasn't-
time
Yeah,
either.
it wasn't encouraged back then. So I think
But I feel like it was in the form of sports and clubs and stuff like that because they
Sports,
have a lot
yeah.
of it.
and clubs maybe,
Don't
but
get me started
clubs
on
still not individual.
Student athletes, we're not doing that right now.
Pay
What's wrong
them, pay them boys, man.
Oh, big facts.
Pay them boys. Shout out to California, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
But anyways, man, yeah, like you were saying, bro.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Give us the rating. Let us know how college was for you. Do you think it's worth what you paid for it?
How much of an effect did your parents have or society have on your decision to go to college?
Can you find more positives than we did? We tried. We didn't do very well though.
Well, I didn't even say we did not at all.
You're not wrong, but yeah,
Yeah.
let us know. Like, comment, and subscribe.
All that good stuff.
See y'all next week.
Peace.